Well, thank you, everyone. My name is Sam Davis. I'm one of the directors and co-founders of an organisation called Insight Media, based in the UK. We, as an organisation, we are a specialist communications agency or a media company that specialises in delivering science and innovation in a way that is exciting, engaging, and in a way that reaches people that are outside of the direct academic fields that the projects are coordinated within. So we've been working within the research, science, and in particular the energy sectors for many years now. And I just wanted to firstly thank you, Eric and Madeleine, for inviting us to the panel. Some very interesting talks and presentations so far. As a result of working within the research world and working in a way that I guess sits alongside the experts, the technical experts, in a way that delivers information in different forms to different people that may not have the deep technical understanding that the scientists and the researchers have. I thought a good place for me to start would be to look at us as an organisation and look at the journey that we have gone on in terms of the progression that we've experienced over the years in terms of the different forms of media. As an organisation, it's very important to remember that whatever channel or communication channel we use, everything we do stems from telling stories, telling exciting stories, and then delivering those stories in different ways. So we started many years ago now, just over 12 years ago, mainly focusing on traditional print media as a communications agency. So developing publications, journals, magazines, attending various events, presenting science and work at those events, but also through direct communications. So going to people, going to different offices and presenting the work there. We then started adopting various digital communications. So of course, social media, web development, innovative video production. So using drone footage, but also using animated film, both 3D and 2D animations as well. But also various interactive content that allowed us to reach new audiences, but also reach people in a way that was fun and exciting. But now, of course, we're moving towards gamification and augmented realities. So it's a great progression, and I think it's important to focus on who we are and how we've developed over the years. So as well as being part of large-scale EU-funded projects, we do also work with a number of large European institutions and programs, mainly based in Brussels, but also across the world, providing expert communication through a variety of different forms of media. I thought I should focus on one of our larger clients, and that is the PRACE organization, the Partnership for Advanced Computing in Europe. So we are their communications partner and have been a contract publisher since 2011. And we're responsible for producing a series of publications for them. And one of those publications is the PRACE Digest. And the digest itself is coming up to its 10th edition. And it really focuses on the research and the science that is made possible through the use of supercomputers. The reason I thought I'd focus on this particular client is that the next edition is just about to be released. And we give a unique insight into the role of high performance computing in the fight against COVID-19. So there are some fantastic simulations there that have been conducted, but also what it did do is bring together scientists that were from a variety of different disciplines together to then utilize the supercomputers of Europe to tackle the global pandemic. So there's some fantastic work that we'll be presenting very, very soon. So please get in touch if you'd like to receive a free copy of that. But again, that is some of the work we do. So we have a deep understanding of the science that is made possible through high performance computing in Europe. And that then brings me on to our role as a dissemination and exploitation partner. So we as an organisation, as I mentioned, we sit on the consortium as a work package leader, as a consortium member. And here you'll see three of our current Horizon 2020 projects that are thematically relevant. But also I wanted to show you these projects in particular because it does really highlight the progression, as I said, in the way in which we're moving towards a more digital offering with everything that we do. So the first project is the REHAP project. This represents a typical partnership and the way we can work as a work package leader and consortium member. So the project itself is aiming to strengthen the European bioeconomy by creating new materials from agriculture and forestry waste. So we're looking to demonstrate the use of those materials. Initially, it was through the development of a house. We were producing various materials that could be used in the construction industry. Sadly, due to COVID, we are unable to do that physically. However, techniques like augmented reality would be great for that. But as I said, we've been involved in the REHAP project since the proposal stage. So we devised a dissemination plan that has been followed throughout the project's life cycle. And we communicate very effectively with industry, but also targeting those within the academic, but also those on a political and on a societal level. Again, so we've devised the techniques within that project that is ongoing now. I then thought I should talk about the Sim for Blocks project, which is an example of a project that utilized AI in terms of demand response and in terms of energy flexibility, but also one in which we began to utilize new digital technology to increase the user participation, the active user participation within that project itself. So within the project, we have 3 demonstration sites all across Europe, and each demonstration site is highlighting the potential of demand response technology at a blocks of building scale. But each site had varying levels of human interaction and different technological setups. So the reason I thought I'd highlight this one very quickly is that within the Spanish site, we as a consortium have developed an application that has been developed that really allows the residents within St. Cugat in Spain to interact directly with their energy systems, interact directly with their energy use. But also it's the first foray, it's the first step, I would say, for us into utilizing digital technology as a way of increasing, as I mentioned before, the active participation of these target groups, and that's been very, very well received and has really helped us with our aim there. So then finally, I thought I would highlight an ongoing project that is currently utilizing AI, but also IoT. And we'll be demonstrating the power of cyber physical systems in the process industry, and that is the HyperCog project. So as you know, the manufacturing or the European manufacturing companies are currently facing increasingly competitive and dynamic markets. And as Madeline did touch upon, actually, the continuous process industries have so far largely failed to adopt digital solutions to improve their performance. So what they need to do really, and we've been highlighting this within HyperCog, is they need to harness the knowledge held within their data streams to become more energy and resource efficient, whilst at the same time improving their safety and lowering their environmental impact. So in other words, implementing these advanced technologies and decision-making processes that take advantage of big data in real time. So the HyperCog project, our project, will be demonstrating the power of those systems in the process industry. And our role in that project is to demonstrate AI and IoT in action to show how they can improve energy efficiency and sustainability. So very excited about the work that's already been conducted within that. And as I said, that is an ongoing project. And we are really enjoying that. So they're 3 relevant projects that I thought I would highlight today. Another institution that we work with as a communications partner is the Aal Program. So this is a research program based in Brussels that is instrumental in driving the use of technology to allow people to age well and to improve the quality of care provided both formally and informally. So as the communication partner, we have experienced firsthand the difficulty of introducing new technology to user groups who may not be used to using it. So people that are familiar and set in their ways, we've found it very difficult sometimes to introduce new technology that would ultimately benefit them, but is against their normal way of living. And augmented reality is playing a key role across a number of solutions within the program. So I thought I would very briefly touch upon that. But again, over the years, we started working with them in 2011. And again, it started with something as simple as Google Street View and a bicycle, to the use of augmented reality and AR in games to increase mobility, to keep people active, but importantly as a way of connecting families. A lot of the older generation live quite far away from each other, especially in the mountainous regions, and the technologies that exist now, such as AR and, as you said, virtual reality, but also combined reality, I think it's a great way of bringing people together. So again, we've been involved in lots of individual projects within that program that have utilised those solutions. But again, so over the years, we have, as a company, as you can appreciate, so our expertise is to effectively disseminate and communicate the work, the innovations, the results of the projects, the programs, the individuals that we work with, in a way that resonates, in a way that grabs the attention of people that can ultimately benefit from those solutions, or can help take it further into industry, or can make a difference from a political point of view. And we've really seen the rise and fall of many different forms of media over the years, and different ways to communicate the right message to make an impact. We've seen solutions or methods that work, and we've seen solutions and methods that fail. So although everything we produce does stem from creative storytelling, the way people are receiving information has changed, and we've noticed that. So we've seen this change, and we, as an organisation, have grown with it, which brings me on to a project example and my next slide. As a result of seeing the emergence of augmented reality and the power it has in terms of research dissemination, I wanted to present an example of a project that we coordinated, a project known as the Bioways project. We coordinated the project, and it involved partners from across Europe. And the objective of that project was to develop new and exciting communication tools and methods to explain the benefits of the bioeconomy and bio-based products to the general public. We did that in various ways, but this was a great opportunity for us to look at how can we use augmented reality, how can we engage our target audience through the use of new technology. So the way in which we did that is we attended an event in Italy called the Makers Fair, and we developed an area called the Bioeconomy Village, which was set up to be very accessible and very attractive to children. And we, as a consortium, created a location-based augmented reality game about the bioeconomy that basically brought to the mobile screen the raw materials that it is possible to use to create the products for everyday life. So the children themselves were given a phone, and they were instructed to walk around the bioeconomy village, and they were able to then, through their phone, look at, okay, if they put their phone over a bio product, they can see what raw material was used to create that product, and vice versa. So that is a game that we trialed, that we built, and that we used at the Maker Fair. And as I said, that game was developed for children. Again, it was developed with the aim of raising the awareness of the bioeconomy amongst the younger generation. But what it also did was stimulate their curiosity, and it delivered information and content about bio-based products in a way that made them want to know more, and it allowed them to actively engage in a fun environment. So it was a huge success with very high rates of engagement. So we were very happy with that, and it's something that we are implementing with a number of our different communication methods moving forward. But I am conscious of time, everyone, so I am nearly at the end of the talk. But I just thought I would say, as we have seen, augmented reality can work to disseminate research information or complex information in an accessible way, both to children as one example, but also to the various target groups that are within our projects. It can also be used as a way for researchers to work collaboratively, which again was mentioned in the earlier slides. Researchers and European projects can share ideas, can share ways of doing things, and they can connect with people without having to travel, but also they can connect with people in different ways that can help solve problems in the same way as, of course, or in a similar way as being there themselves. So this does resonate in the post-pandemic world, when people have become very used to working in a more virtual environment. So again, there's acceptance now that this can work. And again, we're doing the panel discussion remotely now, as well as a drive for it. So again, I think it's a great time for this technology. And I think if we are going to have to work more virtually, let's make how we do that better. So I do believe that the time for augmented reality has come in again multiple facets. So again, yeah, thank you very much, and please do get in touch after this if you have any questions, or yeah, we'd like to hear from us.
So thank you very much.